This is Mr. Renfro, and I want to go over how to find the area of a circle. Now, last year you learned how to find the area of a rectangle. And when you found the area of a rectangle last year, you used the formula area equals length times width. And let's say you had a rectangle that was 6 inches by 3 inches. Okay. Now, in order to find the area is the number of square units inside of a figure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, there's one too many. So let's fix that real quick. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have 3 this way. Okay. Now you can see that there are 6 units going across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3 units going up the side. 1, 2, 3. Now, when we fill in the formula, we get the length 6 inches. So it would be A equals 6 times, and then 3 units is the width, for an area of 18 inches squared. Okay, and that is the answer. And you learned this last year, so this is nothing new for you guys. But that shows you the number of square units that are inside of this rectangle. But we do the same thing with the circle. Okay, we want to know the number of square units inside of a circle. I know that looks funny, but that's what we're doing. We're finding the number of square units that make up the inside of a circle. Okay, now there's a formula for that. Okay, there's a formula for that, and it is area equals pi r squared. Now, let's say that we have a radius given in this circle of 6 centimeters. Okay, so that is a radius. So there's an r in this formula. Now, unlike the circumference formula gave you either a diameter formula or a radius formula. Area only gives us radius. Okay, so I've given a radius in this circle. So let's go ahead and do the formula. So area equals pi, which is 3.14, times, what is the radius? 6 centimeters, and that has to be squared. Okay, so what we're doing is we're multiplying pi 3.14 times 6 to the 2nd power. All right, now just like order of operations, we have to do the exponent first. So what is 6 to the 2nd power? Well, that's 6 times 6, right? That's 6 times 6, which is 36, times 3.14. Okay, so what is that going to be equal to? Well, if we use our calculator, we find that 3.14 times 36 equals 113 400 centimeters squared. So it would take 113 squares to fill up this circle, okay, that are centimeter size. So we're going to try another one. If that's confusing to you, we're going to do another one. So bear with me. So the next problem, we're given a radius of 9 inches. 9 inches. So let's fill in our formula. So area equals pi, 3.14, times, what is the radius? 9. And we're going to square it. Okay. First thing we do is square 9 to the 2nd power, which is going to be 81. times it times 3.14. And your area will be equal to, when you use your calculator, 3.14 times 81 equals 254 and 34 inches squared. So that's the number of squares that fit inside this circle, 254 and a little bit more, actually, 0.34. So that is the answer. So hopefully you're catching on. Now, the next problem is going to have a diameter in it. Okay? Well, Mr. Renfro, there's no formula with a D in it. This formula has an R in it. Okay? So how do I do that? Well, you have to cut this diameter in half and make it a radius. So what is half of 14? Well, that's 7. Okay? If you divide 14 by 2, you get 7. So you now have a radius, okay, which you can use in this formula. So area equals, what is pi? That's right, 3.14 times, what is the radius? It's not 14. 14 is a diameter. So we had to cut it in half. Now what is our radius? It's 7 meters, and we're going to square that 7. Okay? So area equals 3.14 times 7 squared. So 7 squared is 49. 7 times 7 is 49. And then we're going to multiply 3.14, messing up my 1 here, times 49. Okay? So 3.14 times 49 equals, so your area for this circle is 153.86 meters squared. Okay? Let's try one more. One more here. Okay? With a diameter. Now we have a diameter of 12 inches. Okay? Again, this formula has an R in it. This is a D. We cannot use a D in that R. Okay? We just can't do that. So we're going to half it. We have to half the diameter. And when we half the diameter, what is half of 12? Well, that's 6 inches. So that radius for this circle is 6 inches. So when we fill it in, it's going to be area equals 3.14 times 6 squared, not 12 squared, because that's not a D, it's an R. Okay, so area equals 3.14 times 36. Okay, and area equals 3.14 on the calculator times 36 is 113.4 inches squared. Okay, so let's go back and review this real quick. Okay, if you're given a radius, which we are in this circle, 6 centimeters, okay, that's an R, that's a radius, and the formula has an R in it. Okay, so you just go ahead and fill in the 6 where the R would go in the formula, which we have done right here. Okay, and then you square it, which will end up being 36. And you multiply that times pi, which will give you this answer. Okay, so that's how you do it with a radius. You just go ahead and fill the radius in the formula, and then you work it out. If you're given a diameter, in this case, this is an R, and we cannot use a D with the R. So we must half it. And when you half it, you make it a radius. And half of 14 is 7. So that's why we used a 7 right here instead of 14. And when you square that, 7 times 7 is 49, and then you multiply that times pi, and that gave you your answer of 153.86 meters. So I hope that you understand this. Okay? If you don't understand that, maybe watch the video again and work out your problem.